The whispers have grown into roars, and now the air around Britain's oldest institution carries the heavy scent of desperation, fear, and panic. The monarchy, centuries old yet fragile in this modern age, finds itself cornered by a reality it never fully prepared for: the enduring power and global magnetism of Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. While the official narrative attempts to portray calm, dignity, and order, the truth, revealed in the shadows, in the corridors of palaces, and now spilling into the pages of tabloids, is that Prince William, heir to the throne, is rattled to his very core. Reports now confirm that William is allegedly setting the stage to kick out his younger brother and Meghan permanently, phasing them out of the monarchy once and for all when the inevitable day comes that he wears the crown. But behind this supposed decision lies not strength, not vision, but raw terror, a monarchy that trembles at the very existence of Harry and Meghan, who long ago stepped away yet continue to overshadow everything the royal family tries to project. It is telling that the framing of William's plan speaks of a vision where his own brother and his wife are erased from the royal landscape, swept aside as if their blood ties and lived history can be buried under protocol and stiff smiles. Yet, what does it say when a man destined to be king feels so threatened by his younger brother, a man who no longer occupies an official role in the royal machine, and by his brother's wife, an American-born duchess who built her own platform outside palace walls? It reveals insecurity. It reveals fragility. And above all, it reveals that the monarchy, despite its polished facade, is terrified of being measured against Harry and Meghan, because every comparison exposes how outdated and unloved the Windsor institution has become. When William allegedly confided that Harry and Meghan just don't fit the vision anymore, he may have thought it a statement of authority. But to the watching world, the words betray something else entirely: fear that Harry and Meghan embody a vision more compelling, more humane, and more global than the monarchy could ever offer. They have already built a life independent of the Crown's machinery, already forged a path in the United States that has yielded success, cultural relevance, and admiration. Their projects resonate with audiences across continents, from Netflix documentaries to humanitarian endeavours, from Meghan's flourishing as ever brand to Harry's Invictus Games. They live in authenticity, a word the monarchy cannot spell without flinching. And this authenticity terrifies William and the courtiers who orbit him. The attempt to kick them out permanently is almost laughable in its futility. How do you kick out someone who has already left on their own terms, who already thrives without your patronage, your titles, your palace walls? The move reeks not of power, but of pettiness, a frantic scramble to rewrite the story in which the monarchy has long been losing ground. It is an admission that despite all efforts to smear, diminish, and sideline Harry and Meghan, their presence looms larger than ever, their relevance unshaken, their narrative triumphant. And for William, standing in his brother's shadow despite being the heir, the thought must be unbearable. The monarchy, built on centuries of myth-making, cannot survive without absolute control of the narrative. That is why the institution unleashed relentless campaigns of character assassination against Harry and Meghan, desperate to make them villains in the public eye. Yet every smear piece, every cruel headline, every orchestrated leak only fueled sympathy for the Sussexes and further exposed the palace's obsession with silencing them. Instead of burying Harry and Meghan, the attacks have elevated them, casting them as truth-tellers in a sea of deception. It is precisely this outcome that terrifies the monarchy and William most, that by simply existing, by speaking, by living their truth, Harry and Meghan remind the world of the humanity the Windsors lack. For William, the path ahead is fraught with peril. He dreams of a slimmed-down monarchy, a tightly controlled inner circle where dissent is banished, and every smile is rehearsed for the cameras. But what he fails to grasp is that slimming down the monarchy does not equate to slimming down public scrutiny. On the contrary, with fewer working royals, each individual carries heavier weight, heavier expectations, heavier comparisons. And when those comparisons include Harry and Meghan, living free, successful, adored, and unburdened by the shackles of the firm, the contrast will be devastating for William. No carefully staged photo shoot, no choreographed royal tour can mask the fact that Harry and Meghan, the ones supposedly kicked out, embody everything the monarchy is not: warmth, relevance, relatability. The monarchy's fear of Harry is unique. He is the son who inherited not only Diana's looks but her spirit. The son who, unlike William, chose not to suppress his emotions or calcify his heart for the sake of protocol. He carries his mother's fire, her defiance, her empathy. And he wields her legacy not as a burden but as a weapon against the cold machinery that destroyed her. Every time Harry speaks of mental health, of veterans, of compassion, the monarchy winces, for it exposes how little they themselves have done to evolve. He is the living embodiment of what Diana could have been had she lived, independent, impactful, and unstoppable. To kick him out permanently is to attempt to exile Diana's ghost once more. Yet, as history has proven, Diana's spirit cannot be exorcised from the hearts of the people, nor from the glare of global attention. And then there is Meghan. For the monarchy, Meghan represents something even more terrifying than Harry's defiance. She represents change, modernity, diversity, a break from the insular bubble of privilege. She shattered the illusion that the monarchy could maintain relevance without confronting its history of exclusion and prejudice. By marrying Harry, she brought into the fold a new vision of what royalty could look like. But rather than embrace her, the institution recoiled, choosing to vilify rather than evolve. Now, as Meghan flourishes outside their control, her success mocks their cowardice. Every brand she builds, every project she launches, every appearance she makes underscores that she did not need the monarchy to validate her worth. To William and the courtiers, this is the ultimate humiliation, that Meghan, the woman they tried to destroy, thrives regardless. She is the proof that the monarchy is not essential, not indispensable, not even desirable. And so, in William's alleged plan, Meghan must be written out entirely, cast as an outsider, declared unfit for the vision. But it is too late. The world has already seen her, already admired her, already embraced her as a figure of elegance and resilience far beyond the gilded cage she escaped. The monarchy's desperation to erase Harry and Meghan reveals its own decline. Institutions rooted in strength do not fear the independence of two individuals. Institutions confident in their relevance do not obsess over silencing voices outside their walls. The very fact that William is reportedly strategizing over how to phase out his own brother and sister-in-law shows how fragile his future reign already is. If he truly believed in the monarchy's power, he would not fear Harry's words, Meghan's projects, or their existence. But he does fear them. He fears them because deep down, he knows the truth. Without control over Harry and Meghan, the monarchy cannot control the narrative. And without control of the narrative, the monarchy has no power at all. This looming, permanent exile is therefore nothing more than an illusion. The monarchy may attempt to wipe Harry and Meghan from its vision, but it cannot erase them from history, nor from public consciousness. They are already global figures, independent of titles or royal duties. Their names carry weight beyond palace walls. Their influence stretches across industries, continents, and causes. Whether William acknowledges it or not, Harry and Meghan are part of the story forever, etched in history, not as silent footnotes, but as bold challengers of a decaying institution. The irony is that in trying to erase them, William ensures their permanence. Every report about his plans, every whisper of exile, every attempt to banish only fuels further attention on Harry and Meghan. The more he pushes them away, the larger they loom. The monarchy wanted them gone, yet here they are. Front-page news, dominating headlines, inspiring millions. The monarchy wanted them irrelevant, yet here they are. More relevant than ever, living proof that freedom trumps servitude, truth outshines lies, and authenticity will always eclipse performance. In the end, this so-called plan to kick out Harry and Meghan permanently is not a demonstration of William's strength, but of his fear. A fear so consuming that it drives him to plot against his own brother, to rewrite history, to cling desperately to a vision already crumbling. But fear cannot build a future. Fear cannot inspire loyalty. Fear cannot preserve a throne. And as long as Harry and Meghan continue to live, love, and thrive on their own terms, the monarchy's fear will remain its undoing. Because the truth, revealed now and forever, is that it is not Harry and Meghan who no longer fit the vision. It is the monarchy itself that no longer fits the world. To all my curious Sussex family, thank you all for watching, and forget to subscribe, like, and put a comment. Bye-bye. See you in our next episode.
Tessa, here's the difference. Kate's film is about her cancer.
Her truth. Her truth.
No,
but it is her truth.
No.
It's her version.
It's not about her truth.
Her
she has cancer.
Yes.
She's not inventing it.
No, I'm not suggesting she
When people
is.
talk about my truth, it normally means it's not the truth.
No, but
there is the truth. It's not her truth.
It's part of the story.
No, it's not. It's a fact she has cancer, okay?
But we don't know what cancer.
And it's a fact she's had chemotherapy. Okay. We know a lot more about what's happened to her than we normally do about royal health issues. But here's the difference. She's making no money out of this.
Oh.
She makes... hang on, let me finish my point. This is a very personal thing about her health because she's the future queen and we've been demanding to know. Meghan and Harry's video, or their promo for their documentary, is a pure money-making exercise, trading off their royal titles to fill their coffers with more ill-gotten cash. That's why Tom and I are so cynical about it, because we see right through it.
Now, I don't know how you get on with basic arithmetic, but since the late Queen acceded to the throne, followed by Charles, the value of the Duchy of Lancaster and the Duchy of Cornwall put together, and William now, of course, is Duke over the Duchy of Cornwall, has increased in value 16-fold. 1.6 billion pounds worth of profit.
So what?
Exempt of capital gains, exempt of corporation, which, by the way, would cover holus bolus the entire winter fuel duty.
Nonsense.
It's not nonsense.
It is.
Tom, it is 100...
What's your point?
What's your point?
My point is, Kate does not have to worry about money.
Well,
and in fact, after we've experienced the Labour budget, which I think will attack inherited wealth, the only people who will be entirely untouched by New Reality Britain will be the royal family.
What does that have to do with what Meghan and Harry did?
Because you have accused them of trying to make money and Kate not trying to make money. Because she doesn't need to make money.